Hello, Adam Talley here, also known as Darth Wager. I got a few requests on my channel to do a strategy video where I actually spoke and went through my thought process in a few hands rather than just, put a deep run on MTT and put some music in the background. So I'm going to make an attempt to do that. Please bear with me, I don't make many of these, so as unprofessional as it may be, bear in mind I'm just trying this out here. Okay, so on the first hand here, well, before I start on that, let me start by saying, as you can see down here on the bottom, the green hands that I won, about 24 or 25 of them, and he only won 3 hands through this whole match. That goes to show right there that aggression won this game. I knew that in order to win, by a decent margin, I would need to play a lot post-flop, because I could tell that he was very, very tight. Within the first, I don't know, 5-6 hands, I just knew he checked down some really big hands and was playing really enticey and trappy, and I knew that he was also very, very tight. So I knew to win I would have to bet a lot post-flop, and playing a big pot pre-flop is not something I'd really want to do. This is No Limit Omaha on Merge Network. This is Universal Replayer. I like to use it to go through and check out my sessions after. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first hand, let me see if I can take off his cards here. Hold on. Okay, so on the first hand here, we get 7-3 King Deuce, single suit. Not a really good starting hand, so I'm not really looking to play it. He just flat calls, so I can't fold, so I have to play it. And on the flop, we get King 5-5, so I have top pair, no kicker. Basically just a check down situation. I'm not going to put any money in the pot. And that's what happens. Check all the way down, and I win. Okay, next hand. We have Jack-Jack, 9-6, double suited. Pretty good starting hand. I kind of wish the second cards were a little more connected, but we are double suited. I elect to just flat, and we see a flop. Ace, Queen, 7. So I have a backdoor club draw. Really not much else going on. Not really looking forward to anything, so we check deck all the way down, and I end up taking that one. These are gray hands, are just showdown hands checked all the way down, so we don't need to really see those. Next hand I play, I have Ace King of Clubs, 9-10 offsuit. Pretty decent hand, everything's pretty well connected. Definitely worth playing, so I raise it up to 50. He flat calls. Kind of been a big thing for him throughout this match. He doesn't like to 3-bet much, and if he did, I would certainly not really play unless I had monsters, because he's just one of those fishy, check call, and you can just raise and c-bet him to death because they're just going to give you so much equity that way, and if they're going to do it, you might as well oblige them. On the flop, we have 10 deuce 4 hearts, so I have a pair of 10s. He checks, I lead small, he calls, pretty confident that I could have the best hand. Check, turn, not really much else going on, so no point in really investing too much. We do only have one pair in Omaha. On the river, we bank a 7. Check, winner, chicken dinner, 130. Next hand, I have 5-5-5-6, basically just flat to, maybe try to get a straight or something going. I only have 1 out to a set, so normally this hand is just instant garbage, and if he raised, I'd probably just fold it. Flop comes out, we hit that 1 outer, so we have a set. I think aces or kings, he might bet pre, raise pre, although I had seen him, just limp with hands like that and not raise, so more than likely he doesn't have aces or kings, and my set is good, so I want to get value from draws, straight draws. He could have Jack-10, he could have, Queen, King, Jack, he could have, a pair of aces, anything like that. Spade draw, so 2-3, any gutters. I want to get some value for my hand. So I bet pot, he calls. At this point, I think with the straight draw Broadway combos and spade draws and stuff out there, I think he would raise with second or top set. So I'm almost 100% sure I have the best hand at this point. Meaningless 8 doesn't do anything, so I bet half pot this time, just to try to look, a little less strong than I am, because I am trying to get value from all of his draws. I don't want to overbet him and have him say, well, I'm not priced in to call, so I get him to call with the 60. River's a 7. It did complete a few straights, but I'm not really too worried about the backdoor straights. It was more the mainline straights I was worried about. So at this point, I'm still confident. I lead out half pot again. He flat calls, and we take it down. happened to have exactly what I thought, a pair of aces Broadway draw, so that ended up working out really well. This hand he ends up beating me. We have 9 deuce king queen. I probably just elect to just see a flop. Yeah, I do. And then we see it, and I have king 3 ace 2 hearts, so I have a pair of kings, not much going on. I take a little stab, he calls. Now I'm basically just giving up. There's threes on the board. I have a pair of kings, so even my 2 pair hands probably won't be good. If he has any ace, he'll have aces and threes, and it's just I'm not confident in my hand at all. So he checks. I lead again just to see where he's at. He flat calls. This tells me a lot more than I think, because it's only 20. So if he's flat calling here, he knows I have pretty much nothing and he doesn't want to scare me off, and I actually took this as a little bit of strength, and he just really redefined my case when he leads out 160 into the 120 on the river, hoping to get some value. Now I hit 2 pair here, but any ace or any 3, I have to think to myself, what could he have that he just wants to lead out for 160 here? A missed heart draw and he wants to buy it? I don't think he would bet so much. He's not a big bluffer. He doesn't just come out swinging and 3-bet and 4-bet. And this is a very low, mellow game, and he's just looking for hands and then playing them. So I would say he definitely has ace king, a full house, pair of 9s, pair of kings, pair of aces, 3x, 3 ace king 9. He has something very, very big here, and he's going for value for missed streets by overbetting because he didn't get the value he wanted before that. So I'm already up on the lead. There's no point in taking big risks on bluff catching when I know that I can just beat him with aggression and win without showdown. So I surrender, and he wins. Nothing happened on this pot. 8, 8, 9 spades. I open. I just flat. We did a lot of limping this game because I didn't want to get him out of his comfort zone. I knew that if he was comfortable and he was playing the way he wanted to play, that I could possibly get rematches out of him, and I wouldn't run him over and too bad pre-flop and make him start, betting more pre-flop. I was comfortable with seeing flops because I knew I could outplay him after the flop. So here, 5 deuce 4 2 spades. So we have a pair of 8s over pair. We have a pair of 4s for all of our 2 pair combos. Don't have any straight draws going on, but we do have the flush draw. So I'm very confident in the hand at this point. He could have a made straight, in which case our worst case scenario, he has like an overpair and 2 better spades. Then we're really hurting. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with my equity. So I bet, and he folds, and we win. Next hand, we have a really nice hand here. King, Queen, Jack, 8, double suited. I wish this was a 9 or a 10, but what are you going to do? We got a few gaps, but we got Jack, Queen, King. A lot of Broadway cards can come out to where any paint gives us straights. We like our hand. We see the flop, deuce, deuce, 8. We got top pair, nothing else going on. Check, check. I bet, he folds, winner. Next hand, Jack, King, 10, 3, single suited. If you notice, when there's a lot of these shitty cards that don't connect to the rest, that's a good time to not really play the hand. Now we're playing a lot of family pots here. I know I cannot play them, so I'm probably going to play it. But normally in Omaha, you want, Jack 10 Queen King, or Ace King 10 Jack, or Ace King 10 9. You want hands that are connected, and this 3 here are double suited, and we have 1 suit here and then a 3 that just ruins the party. So that's how you know your hand's dog shit, And we go all the way down, bet 20, call, check it down. I lead out for 80 here, and I have the king high spades. He flats, and winner with his smaller spades. Next hand, we have double suited, 6, 7, 9 Jack. This is better. This is more connected. See, they kind of go together. They're more smooth. They got more swagger. They're a little more sexy. Those are the hands that you want to commit more with, as opposed to less, obviously. So here, I don't know how we end up winning this hand. We have 6s. He's got a club draw and check, 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 check. See, he doesn't bet any of his draws. He doesn't go for any value. I win. He doesn't really do anything until he's nutted, and then he hopes I have something he can make that big hand, which clearly you can see is not a profitable strategy. I'm running over him post-flop and not pre-flop, and that's indicative of the player I'm playing. Now, if I was playing somebody that wasn't like this and was more aggressive, I would be more aggressive back, and I would be opening more. But I'm happy with leaving him comfortable when I know that by leaving him comfortable, I'm still exploiting what I seem to think is a pretty good edge post flop. So I'm not really worried about it. This hand I lose. I got double suited 6, 7, 9 ace. I come out for 50. He re-raises, and I flat call here. Now this is what I didn't want to get into. I did not want to get into playing his big 3 bets pre-flop because I know he's pretty much doing it very polarized. He's only got huge hands, aces and kings. And the reason why I called is because I know he's got aces or kings, and if I hit any two pair on the flop, if I hit a big draw, I know I can get in the stack off. And that's probably why I did it, and I was still up, you know, a pretty good amount by 210 if I gave up after. So I continued. Flop comes out. He's got 890 left. So if I lose, I'll have 800 if we get it in. And right here, I've got the pair of sixes. I got a few straight things going on, so I'm pretty happy with my hand so far. I know I got decent equity against a pair of aces, and he happens to have kings, so he leads out. And I call here because I know that if I hit any two pair, any straight, I know I have good equity against aces or kings. I'm just hoping that's what he has, and it's without a draw. And I'm right. I call. And then the queen comes out. Shitty card, doesn't change any of our outs. Now I'm committed. He's bet for his last 400 and the 13. And this is why I should have just folded pre-flop and stuck to my game plan, because this is exactly what I knew what would happen if I did it, and I did it, and I lost it. But anyway, we got to move on. And I'm down to 820 in chips. In the very next hand, I take advantage of losing that big pot and know with this nice semi-sexy connected hand that I could definitely get a double because it's going to look like I'm spewing no matter what. So we check our flop standard, king 9. So here I got some straight draws, I got a pair, I got some stuff going on. I check, he checks the turn, 7 dry card. I still got some stuff going on. I would love to hit the nuts, and what do you know? I hit the nuts. Now this is interesting. People would really like look at me weird for this, but the way I see it is he either has a really huge hand, 9s, kings, something like that, or he has absolutely nothing and he's totally given up on the pot. So he's either waiting for me to bet so he can re-raise, in which case he would call a big bet, or he has absolutely nothing, in which case I wouldn't get any value anyway. So I make a very unconventional move here and just jam in the 820 into the 40. And he does have the top set of kings, and he snap calls me. Now, I don't know if he missed that queen 10, made the straight here. I don't know if he thought he was nutted, or if he just thought I was spewing for the last hand. And this happened really, really fast. It's not like I took 10 seconds, 20 seconds in between each decision. It was check, bam, you know, and I just stuck it in. So it looks spewy. It looks like I'm pissed. It looks like I'm still mad about the last hand, and he just didn't give me credit and called, got me right back in it. Okay, so now we're ahead. And the next hand, dry, it's all just bullshit. And then this hand, I win. We get to our normal family pot pre-flop. I get the heart draw. I bet it. He folds. Winner. Bullshit. Nothing happened. And then here, I have the 6-5-3 ace. I kind of like this hand. It's got a little bit of swag. We see our normal family pot standard 4-7. So I got some straight stuff going on here. I want to hit it. I want to get some value. Maybe get him to do something stupid, since he's, you know, kind of been on the losing end of things. And he flat calls. We turn it. We bet pot. And now at this point he has ace-5, queen 8. So he has a pair of 8s. And he's straightening for a 6. He doesn't really have much going on, but he decides that, you know, I'm probably just full of it, I guess. And I turn the flush, and I thought that he might call me with 2 bigger hearts, and I was just going to check call here because I figure he's not really going to give me any value with any pairs or 2 pairs with all the straights and flushes out there. There's nothing I'm really going to get value from if I bet and he calls. It's always going to be bigger flushes. He's going to raise with them or call with them, and there's not really much value I can get from anything. So I decided to check call, so that way to try to give him the bet with these shitty hands, thinking he can win and represent a heart or something. And I ended up winning. Next hand, so now I got my lead back. Things are feeling good. You notice I'm not opening still. I'm letting him stay comfortable. This is the way he wants to play, and I know that I can beat him that way. And if I start raising a lot, then he starts getting mad and raising more. We're going to get into big pots pre-flop, and when I have such an edge post-flop, like I've said a million times, I just don't see any reason for it. So this just checked all the way down, nothing. This hand, I got double 8s, 10-7 hearts. We check. Ace-3, 4, so not much going on. There's a straight already out there. We got under pair to the ace, so basically second pair. Not much going on, so we check, and I win with the 8s. Next hands are just showdown. And then here I got the Jack 4-7, and we're basically calling every 2 to the flop, and we're seeing every flop for the match, so we keep up our standard. We check. I lead the turn here for 60. Because I have a straight, and even though there's a higher straight out there, I just don't think he has it. I figure he will call me with a pair of aces. He will call me with clubs or any draws, so I just try to get value from the draws and the aces. And I do, and then on the river, I bet for value, knowing that if he had top straight, he probably would have raised me, and sets probably would have raised me, and I just pretty confident I have the best hand. If he shipped or something, I could fold easily, but right now at this point, pretty confident, so I bet he calls with just the aces, 9 kicker. Interesting. So we're definitely get all the momentum. Next pot, we got ace 7 queen 6. Wow, I opened? No, I didn't. Okay, we just saw the flop as usual. Check, 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 check. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, story of the life. Okay, I won that one, small showdown, nothing, nothing. I lost this hand. I got pretty attractive hand, pretty connected, but I prefer higher hands that are connected, so when you hit top 2 pairs, you have straight draws and stuff to go with it. In this situation, we're kind of hoping for nut straights, and that's about it. Here I have the pair of 6s, and not much going on. I must have got bored. Check, check. He bet 30 min, and I called with 2 pair of 9s and 6s. And then on the river, he bet another min bet 30. I'm priced in, hoping maybe he missed some sort of draw and is just trying to be stupid, and I call it for 30. Lose that pot. So basically the only pots I lost was that one big all-in and 2 donations for small pots. So I'm very happy about the way I played the match. Here we have king, queen, jack 4, 1 suit. It's really important that in heads up your hand values really go up. Like king high flushes and second straights and stuff like that are very powerful. It's not like a 6 max or a 9 max game where all the cards are out there and you're probably beat with those hands. The value really goes up from heads up. So make sure you switch the dynamic and don't bring either game to the other, because it won't work. So here we got a little straightening going on, and that's about it. We check, check. I hit the straight, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, nuts, and there's 2 flush draws out there, so I rebet his little min bet, hoping to get him to call me with a flush draw that misses and I can get max value, or he could have the same hand, or he could have a set and call to try to pair the board, that sort of thing. Go for my value, he folds. Next hand, showdown. Here we have the 4, 8, 6, 7 single. We get into the flop. I flop the diamond draw with some straightening, so I'm really happy with my hand. This is a hand that I would probably invest a lot in pre-flop, even though I wished my diamonds were higher. But in any event, we bet the 30, he calls, we hit the straight, or flush, pretty confident. We got the best hand, we go for value, he folds. And now he's down to 1,000, we're kind of just running over him here. We got a 3 suit hand, don't really like it. Not much really happens, we check it down, he bets 30, I call with my ace queen kicker and win. A lot of stuff got there, but for only 30, I want to see if he's kind of getting in that zone where he's just kind of ready to lose, and it felt like that was the case. He was just kind of ready to give up. Here we got some straight stuff going on, pair of 4s for some 2 pair draws. Not really too confident, but going to keep playing it. We turn the club draw, so now we have all of our 2 pair draws, tossing a little straight draw and a little club just to up the ante. Bet 30, he folds, and on the final hand, we have double suited jack 9, queen 3. Now usually this 3 really ruins the party, but since it's suited, I give it a chance. He's got my diamonds covered here, of course I have no way to know that, and he's got 2 10s. So again, we see our family pot. Now I flop a pair of queens, open-ended straight draw, and 3s. So I have queens and 3s with open-ended straight draw. Very confident with my hand. The only thing that I'm really scared of is queens with spades, but we can't live our life in fear. We got the 2-to-1 chip lead. This is a hand that we want to definitely continue. He happens to have a set of 10s, and he checks and plays his loose passive game, which I don't agree with. In any event, we would have ended up probably getting this in anyway. The turn is a 5, which gives him a club draw. So now I'm hoping that he picked up a club draw like he did, and maybe be some sort of straight draw, something I could get some value from, so I lead for half pot, and he re-raises. Now this tells me a lot. This tells me that either he has a set, like he has, because he hasn't re-raised the whole game, so this is not something he bets for this sizing for as a bluff with his stack. He just never ever does it unless he picked up some sort of sick draw, like an open-ender like me, and he has nut clubs or something, like, or he has a double flush draw, something like that, like 2 spades and 2 clubs. It's just not something he really does drawing. This is something that's made. He doesn't do it with 2 pair, in my opinion, so now I'm betting on either a full house card like a queen, hopefully, and not the low full house card, or a my straight for the nuts. So I continue knowing that I still have 17 if I lose, and nothing. 1765 if I lose and nothing happens. And if I hit money, I can get it in, and I'm very comfortable with my hand. Not at this moment, but with the draws that I have. And we hit the queen for queens full, and I think I just shove here because, again, everything got there for him. If he had the spades draw, it got there. If he had ace queen, it got there. If he had, you know, queen X without the house, you know, it got there. These are all hands that he's going to call me with if I shove. So now we have value from our shove when we call, and it's not one of those situations where only better can call, because he's tilted already. He's been losing. He's down. He's already got, you know, he's got pot to pot ratio. He's got 700 to pot 6. This is a hand he's definitely getting in if he hits spades, regardless if it paired the board. So spades are paying me. Queen X, I believe, will pay me at this point. I believe a pair of 5s will pay me, a pair of 10s will pay me, a pair of 3s will pay me. All of these hands will pay me. And the only ones I'm worried about is queen 10 and queen 5. And I really don't think he would have re-raised 250 on the turn with 2 pair there. I think he would have called and hoped none of the draws got there and check called again. He played all these 2 pairs, even sets pretty passively. So when he re-jammed there, I knew it was either 3 10s or a massive hand. So yeah, anyway, I open jam. He calls with the 10s full. Chalk it up. That's how you do it. And like I said, this is a strategy that I employed because I had such an edge post flop, and I wanted to keep him comfortable, and I didn't want to throw him off by raising him a lot, you know, pre-flop when I had such an edge post flop. So this is, you know, the way I would play a really like tight nitty player. Actually, no, a tight nitty player I'd probably steamroll. A tight nitty player pre-flop, I oblige them, and if they're really aggressive post-flop, then I'd probably up the ante pre-flop and try to find out where the edge is and exploit it. And I noticed that the players make a lot of mistakes in sit and goes that they don't make in cash games. Like a lot of these bets that if I made at a heads-up cash table, they would fold, but they just seem to make these mistakes in the sit and goes, and that's where I found that I had the most edge. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope I didn't talk too fast. There's a few things you could have picked out. And yeah, if I get a decent response, I might make a few more. Okay, thank you for your time. Peace.
I just stacked this dude.
Quick check. 1, 2. Bing blang blow, you know it by now.
Bing blang blow.
Yeah.
Check raises in the house.
From you.
I got your money now.
So much for playing food.
And I'm gonna cash it out.
Rub.
And rub it on my titties.
Rub it on my titties.
Rub it on my titties. Rub it on my titties.
Rub it on my titties.
Cash out on my titties.
I'ma start this out with a bing blang blow. Check raise with a 3 in the house. I just won $50 from you that you could've used to buy some food, but you can't now. Cause I'ma cash it out and rub it on my titties. It's so pretty. I like the feel of a crisp new bill pressed against my tit that I just won from a knit. I'm a heads up master and I'm dropping this rhyme to let you haters know that I'll take you on, and I'll kick your ass and I'll take your blinds at any stake, on any site, at any time. Someone hit my boom switch so I can stack fish, and I mean you, bitch, cause I know when I hit that you'll pay me off, cause I call you over bet. I'm nothing but a flush draw.
Let me hear you say bing blang blow.
Bing blang blow.
Took you to Value Town.
I got your money now. I'm gonna cash it out.
Put a pity on my
Rub it on my titties.
I talked smack, but I got the stack, and I bet that you think you can win it back. Wanna play some more? Cause I got all day. Shove it in, flip them up, shift it on my way. You push with a pair and I win the race, then you call when I float and I turn my ace. I got a goal now to crush your soul, and I ain't gonna stop till I got you roll. Ballin' out of control, done with that. Wanna figure out where my win rate's at. Gonna pull my graph up in HEM, then it's time for a trip to the ATM. Listen up and I'll tell you all what's going through my head when I make that call. I think you only got yourself to blame. You should go play roulette, cause poker is a skill game.
Give me some of that bing blang blow.
Bing bang blow.
Cash it out.
I got your money now.
On all your money.
I'm gonna cash it out and rub it
plus more before you ever cash out.
Oh yeah, well you can kiss my ass. I'm letting you know what's gonna happen to your cash. I ain't a donk, I've been around for a while, and I got the proof. I'ma cash it out. I can see it now. Now that I filled out the payment request, it's just a matter of time before I rub my chest. You want a rematch? You want to lose again?
Maybe.
You call gonna be all over, baby.
Sing it one more time with the bing bang loud.
Bing, bang, loud.
In the house.
I got your money now.
Just $50 from you.
I'm gonna cash it out.
Used to buy some food.
And rub it on my titties. Rub it on my titties. Rub it on my titties.
Yeah, you know how it goes. Cashing out all the time. Man, the hell with iTunes. You like this song? You can ship me 99 cents on stars. D-Ribes 2009. Yo, check me out at bingblankblow.com.